Let's look at the different levels of consciousness on this planet and the different levels of individual truths, right? Individual religions, individual beliefs, individual whatever the mind can create. We have 7.9 billion people on this planet, and we're all headed up the mountain. We are all headed in the same direction. There's no other direction. We're all headed in the same direction. And at the top of that mountain, there's a lake. And we know that lake is what we all seek. That lake is got everything we need. Drinking water, there's fish in it for food, animals come to drink it. We can hunt them if we need to. Water to irrigate plants and veggies and fruits and everything. Everything we need is there. As we get closer to that lake, we see that that lake is dirty as shit. It is incredibly toxic. You can't see the fish, you definitely can't drink it. The water's so toxic you can't water the plants and trees that you need for fruit and veggies. The animals definitely don't come down and get a drink, so it's just a lake. It's muddy. And depending on the level of consciousness on this planet depends on how dirty that lake is. Also, what you do to let that clear up. So we get there, right? We're starting to learn about religion, or we're growing up, we're asking different questions, we're becoming an adult. We just have certain interests, certain curiosities. And again, we choose our sides, we choose our religions, we choose our beliefs, and we just kind of go about our day. And that lake's there. And we all know we need to clear it up. We want clarity, we want peace. The terrorist doing what he does, loves his family, loves his God. He just has a different way of going about showing it. A Catholic loves their family, loves their God, and they have a different way about going about it. An atheist, a Mormon, an agnostic, whatever it is. So we all get up to that lake, dirty as hell. We know we need it to be clear. What the natural human tendency is to actually jump in the lake and try to figure things out, right? Oh man, I want to clear this up. Maybe we can get some filters. Maybe I can get my friends to help me. Maybe I can read another book. Maybe I can change religions. Maybe I can ask someone different. Maybe I can just sit still. Maybe I can, whatever. I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to move around. I'm going to do everything possible. I'm going to go crazy and try to figure out how to clear this up. Well, you're in the lake now, and you're just kicking up more mud. And you're going crazy with everything, and that dirt and that murk and that mud that you need to settle so you can get on, so you can become enlightened, so you can use that for what it's worth, for this planet, for your being, for your thoughts, for what you came in this incarnation for. You're in the lake, you're just kicking up more mud. So you took a muddy lake and now you've made it absolutely worse. And you'll just keep going around and trying to figure things out. And depending on your level of consciousness, depends on how many times you'll jump back in the lake and start kicking up more mud. All the time thinking that you're doing something, moving towards where you think the top of the mountain is, doing what you think in your mind and at your level of consciousness is correct in clearing up the lake, clearing up your thoughts, clearing up the consciousness, seeking your own clarity. At some point, the consciousness raises, and we realize, we start asking different questions, and we start stepping outside of the lake. We step back into the lake fewer and fewer times, and we start to see things settle. But there's still a tendency to be like, oh, it's settling, good, I'm going to jump back in. Maybe, okay, it's settling now. If I'm just sitting out here and it's settling every week, if I jump in and add to it, maybe I can get it to settle in 5 days instead of 7 days. So we jump back in, kick up more mud. At some point, you will skip across a teaching, an individual, your own soul will tell you, you'll step out of the lake. You'll put your hands behind your head and you realize there's absolutely nothing you can do to create the clarity you seek in that lake other than sit back and let the grace of the universe take care of it. And that may take a week, that may take a month, could take years, could take lifetimes. Lifetimes. Now, if you skip across a good teacher, a good guide, they are going to help distract you in a way to get you from stopping and jumping in the lake more and more. They're going to pull you away from the lake and just let it settle. And they're going to give you tools to help create your own clarity. And they're not going to mess with your beliefs. They're not going to mess with anything that's going on in your mind. They're not going to mess with your life, nothing. They're just going to give you a tool that creates the own clarity that you seek so you can be your own guide. And so that soul that's been trying to scream at you for your entire life can be heard more. And with that tool, the clarity you seek personally will help you understand you should be jumping back inside the lake less and less. So you naturally start to go about your way. You go about your life, you get married, have kids, go to work, you have good days, you have bad days. But all that time, you're starting to realize, I don't want to jump back in that lake. I'm just going to let that thing settle. And if I jump back in, it's just going to cause more dirt and more mud, and I'm going to have to wait longer. So we start to understand what's going on, and we just let that thing settle. Got our hands on our head, we're relaxing, we're just going to let things be. Now again, that doesn't mean you sit back in your room and just sit there and wait for the world to come to you, right? Kind of like the laws of attraction shit that absolutely is missing an incredible amount of teaching for what's going on this planet. But that's another conversation. You just let the lake settle. You go about your life. You enjoy it. You go climbing. Have a family. Don't have a family. Go to India. Go seek 1,000 different teachers. Go work out. Have a good day. Have a bad day. Hang with the family. Go on vacation. Do all the human stuff you've ever wanted to do. There's no need to suppress it. There's no need to renunciate anything. It doesn't mean you need to go get rid of everything, right? And live the Jesus lifestyle of being poor to let the lake settle. And it doesn't mean that money's evil. You can do what you're meant to do in this incarnation, whatever your dharma is, whatever you want to mess around with. But that teacher, that guide is going to help guide. And they're going to give you just simple tools to build your own clarity so you can move forward with your own decisions with more confidence in a direction that is more fulfilling to the laws of nature, less detrimental to yourself. All the time while you're living your life, you're just watching the lake settle on its own. At some point, you just need to step out of the lake, stop jumping in, and just let nature take its course.